Juan here with Trinity Real Estate. Welcome to episode 4 of Talking with Eduardo Cabrales from Garcia and Bodan. Eduardo, thanks again for being here.
Absolutely.
Again, frequently asked questions. Let's talk a little bit about the transfer tax here in Nicaragua.
All right, so this one is, it's tricky because to get this transfer tax, which is actually an income tax, legally it's a tax that's paid by the seller, but in our practice here in San Juan del Sur and in Tola, we've seen that it's come into place this burden on the buyer. So there's two amounts that you need to consider to get to this transfer tax. One is the purchase price that you have, the other one is an appraisal that's performed by the tax authority. So depending on both of those amounts, and the appraisal has more to do with the location of the property times the square meter value that the government has. So based on those two specific items, you would get your transfer tax. So this is obviously important, so you make sure that your budget falls within the lines of what you want to spend to record your transaction.
Excellent information. Another question we get asked a lot is the requirement of plot maps. Is that a requirement, yes or no?
Well, I certainly recommend doing one. Even if it's a full sale, people often ask us if the land hasn't changed in size, and that's right. But there's a few reasons why. The survey of the property could have been bought a while back, so we need to update to the new systems. From the moment that it was purchased, maybe constructions have been made to the property, so we want to make sure that the boundaries are clear and that everything has been built within the boundary lines, and also because oftentimes the survey office would require a survey date for completion of the registration process. So, if it's at least a year old, then we would work on that. But otherwise, we would always recommend performing your own survey for a transaction.
Perfect. And last question for today, escrow. It is very common, escrow accounts in the United States and other countries, but in Nicaragua not so much. Can you tell us a little bit about escrow?
Yeah, we always recommend it. It's always important to have a third-party entity to hold the deposit, make sure that they follow the instructions of the closing documents. We do have an escrow company that was created specifically for that task. They charge a small fee. And what they do is, as soon as everything is complete, as everything is signed, they disperse the funds per the instructions of the contract. What's really important here is to make sure that the parties identify who pays what, because wiring money in and out of the country is, sometimes it could be $100 or maybe a little bit more. So as long as you identify it and determine who's going to be paying those expenses, everything will be clear for the parties.
Okay, and I guess this is a healthy practice, right?
Absolutely.
It's a healthy thing to do for real estate transactions.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Thank you very much for tuning in this episode 4 with Eduardo Cabrales with Garcia and Bodan.